You think you know what a planet is. A rock, some gas, maybe some water, orbiting a star, following the rules, obeying gravity, behaving itself. You are wrong. There are planets in our universe right now that are so extreme, so violently impossible, that the laws of physics we have spent 400 years writing cannot explain them. Not some of the laws, all of them. Planets that rain glass sideways at supersonic speeds, planets hotter than most stars, planets made entirely of diamond, planets that should have been destroyed a billion years ago but are still there, still defying us, still breaking everything we know. These are not science fiction. These are confirmed, observed, real. By the time this video ends, you will never look at the night sky the same way again. Let's go. Number 9. The planet that orbits a dead star. Imagine your house burning completely to the ground, nothing left, just ash and embers. Now imagine finding a family still living there completely fine, as if nothing happened. That is exactly what astronomers found around PSR 1257+12. This is a pulsar, the collapsed, violently rotating corpse of a star that died in a catastrophic supernova explosion. Pulsars are among the most hostile environments in the entire universe. They emit deadly beams of radiation rotating hundreds of times per second. They bombard everything around them with lethal energy. Nothing should survive near one. And yet, PSR 1257+12 has 3 confirmed planets orbiting it. 3! Discovered in 1992 by astronomer Alexander Wolszczan, these were the very first exoplanets ever confirmed in human history. These planets sit inside a radiation environment so lethal it would strip the atmosphere off Earth in seconds. The pulsar rotates 161 times per second, firing radiation beams like a cosmic lighthouse of death across its entire system continuously. These planets should not exist. The supernova that created the pulsar should have destroyed them completely. Either they survived an explosion powerful enough to outshine an entire galaxy, or they formed after the explosion from the debris of a dead star. We do not know which, we do not know how, we do not know why they are still there. Something survived the death of its own sun, and we cannot explain how. Number 8. The planet being evaporated alive. Imagine standing in the sun on the hottest day of summer. Now imagine that sun is 350 times closer to you than normal, so close you could see its surface, so close its gravity is pulling your skin. That is what GJ3470b experiences every single second of its existence. GJ3470b is a Neptune-sized planet orbiting its star at a distance of just 3.7 million kilometers. For comparison, Mercury, our closest planet to the Sun, orbits at 57 million kilometers. This planet orbits 15 times closer than Mercury. The result is catastrophic. The star's radiation is literally boiling the planet's atmosphere away into space, right now, continuously. Astronomers have measured the rate of atmospheric loss, and it is losing mass equivalent to 100 million tons of atmosphere every single second. The planet is being evaporated alive. At its current rate of mass loss, GJ3470b will be completely stripped of its atmosphere within approximately 5 billion years. What was once a Neptune-sized gas world will be reduced to a bare rocky core, drifting silently around its star, a planetary skeleton. We are watching a planet die in real time, slowly, helplessly, and we can do nothing but measure how fast it is disappearing. What happens to a planet when everything that makes it a planet is gone?
Number 7. The planet hotter than most stars. Imagine putting something in an oven. You set the temperature to the maximum. 500 degrees, it melts. Now imagine an oven so hot it does not just melt metal. It tears apart the very atoms themselves. Kelt 9b is a planet, not a star. A planet, and its day-side temperature reaches 4,600 Kelvin. To understand how impossible this is, our sun's surface temperature is 5,778 Kelvin. Kelt 9b is a planet that is nearly as hot as our own Sun. It is hotter than 80% of all stars in the Milky Way galaxy. At these temperatures, something extraordinary and terrifying happens. The heat is so intense it does not just melt rock or vaporize metal. It tears apart the molecular bonds of the atmosphere itself. Water molecules, H2O, cannot exist at this temperature. They are ripped apart into individual hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Carbon dioxide is torn apart, methane is destroyed. Every complex molecule in the atmosphere is shredded into its basic atomic components by pure heat. Kelt 9b does not have a normal atmosphere. It has a plasma atmosphere, a soup of stripped electrons and bare atomic nuclei, more similar to the interior of a star than any planet we have ever seen. And yet, it is a planet, orbiting a star, following an orbit, classified as a world. If a planet can be nearly as hot as a star, what exactly is the difference between a planet and a star? And how many more impossible objects are we classifying wrong? Number 6. The planet where it rains glass. Imagine walking outside on a rainy day. You look up. The drops falling toward you are not water. They are sharp, glittering, moving sideways at 5,400 miles per hour. HD 189333b is a gas giant 64 light-years from Earth. From a distance, it looks stunning, a deep, vivid blue, the kind of blue that makes you think of peaceful oceans and clear skies. It is the most deceptive object in the known universe. Its atmosphere contains silicate particles, tiny fragments of glass suspended in winds that travel at 5,400 miles per hour, 7 times the speed of sound. These glass particles do not fall downward like normal rain. The winds are so violent they carry the glass horizontally, sideways in a continuous supersonic storm that never stops. The temperature on the day side reaches 1,030 degrees Celsius. The night side is 270 degrees cooler, and that temperature difference drives the most violent weather system ever recorded on any planet anywhere. If you stood on HD 189333b for 1 second, you would be sandblasted to nothing before your brain could register it had happened. But from 64 light-years away, it looks like paradise. The universe has a talent for making the most dangerous things look beautiful. How many other paradise-looking worlds are hiding something that would kill you instantly?
Number 5. The planet made of burning ice. Imagine ice that cannot melt. Not because it is cold, but because the pressure around it is so crushing, so incomprehensibly intense that water molecules are physically forced into a solid state regardless of the temperature. Now imagine that ice is on fire simultaneously. Gliese 436b is a Neptune-sized planet 33 light-years from Earth. Its surface temperature is approximately 439 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead, hot enough to vaporize most metals, hotter than your kitchen oven by a factor of 4. And it is covered in solid ice. The planet's gravity creates internal pressures so extreme that water on its surface and interior is compressed into a form called Ice X, a high-pressure crystalline form of water that remains solid even at temperatures that would normally vaporize it instantly. The heat cannot overcome the pressure. The pressure wins. Burning ice, a planet simultaneously on fire and frozen solid, both at the same time, in the same place. This violates every intuition human beings have about the states of matter. We learn as children, ice melts when hot. That rule, the most basic rule of physical chemistry, does not apply here. If the most basic rules of chemistry break down on Gliese 436b, what other rules are quietly breaking down in places we have not looked yet? Number 4. The pitch black planet. Imagine painting something so perfectly black that it absorbs every single photon of light that touches it. Not 99%, not 99.9%, every single one. The object becomes a void, a hole in your vision, darker than anything your eyes were designed to process. TRES-2b is a planet that reflects less than 1% of the light that hits it. For comparison, the Moon reflects 12% of sunlight. Coal reflects 4%. TRES-2b reflects less than 1%. It is blacker than coal, blacker than any natural substance ever measured on Earth. It is the darkest known object in the entire universe. TRES-2b orbits its star at a distance of just 5 million kilometers, incredibly close, bathed in intense starlight continuously, and yet it absorbs almost all of it. Instead of reflecting light, it glows faintly red from its own internal heat, like an ember in the dark. We do not know why it is so dark. Its atmosphere contains light-absorbing chemicals like vaporized sodium and potassium, but these alone cannot account for the almost total darkness. Something else is absorbing the light, something we have not identified. A planet-sized object in our universe is absorbing light in a way we cannot explain. What is it doing with all that energy it is swallowing? Number 3. The Diamond Planet. Imagine the most valuable thing you have ever owned. Now multiply its value by every dollar that has ever existed in human history. You are still not close. 55 Cancri e is a confirmed real planet orbiting a star 41 light-years from Earth. It is twice the size of Earth, with a mass 8 times greater. And according to researchers from Yale University, at least 1/3 of its entire mass is pure diamond. 1/3 of a planet 8 times the mass of Earth, made of diamond. The planet's surface temperature reaches 2400 degrees Celsius. At those temperatures, combined with the crushing internal pressure, carbon does not form graphite or rock. It forms diamond, compressed, crystallized, permanent. The estimated value of the diamond content alone, if it could somehow be brought to Earth, would collapse every economy on the planet simultaneously. The concept of money would become meaningless. Every diamond ever mined in human history would be worth less than a grain of sand in comparison. It sits there, 41 light-years away, glittering, unreachable in any human lifetime, the most valuable object in the known universe. And we can see it clearly with our telescopes. We can see it. We will never touch it.
Number 2. The planet that should not have survived. Imagine being told your house is going to be swallowed by a giant, not destroyed by it, swallowed, pulled inside, consumed, and somehow, impossibly, surviving. Still standing, still orbiting, still there. Kepler-78b is a planet roughly the size of Earth orbiting a star that was once 100 times larger than it is today. Billions of years ago, that star expanded into a red giant, a swollen, dying star large enough to engulf the entire orbit of Kepler-78b completely. The planet should have been consumed, vaporized, dissolved into the star's outer layers and gone forever. It is still there. Kepler-78b orbits its star at a distance of just 900,000 kilometers, completing a full orbit in just 8.5 hours. It is so close to its star that its surface temperature exceeds 2000 degrees Celsius. Its rocky surface is likely covered in a global ocean of molten lava, continuously churned by the star's tidal forces. The planet survived being swallowed by a giant star, and we have no model, no simulation, no equation that can explain how. Either our understanding of red giant expansion is wrong, or something about this planet is fundamentally different from anything in our models. Or it formed after the red giant phase from the leftover material of a consumed world. A planet survived being eaten by its own star, and it is still orbiting,
8.5 hours per orbit, like nothing happened. What does a planet have to be made of to survive that? Number 1. You. We have visited 9 of the most extreme, impossible objects in the universe. A planet surviving a dead star, a world of burning ice, a diamond planet worth more than all human civilization, a planet that survived being swallowed alive. Each one more extreme than anything our physics predicted. Each one breaking rules we thought were unbreakable. But the most extreme thing we have encountered in this entire video is not a planet at all. It is you. Here is the mathematics of your existence. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. For 9 billion years, nothing lived. Then Earth formed. Then, for 1 billion years, just rock and toxic gas. Then microbes for 2.5 billion years. Then complex life. Then mammals. Then, 300,000 years ago, humans. But your existence is more specific than that. Every single ancestor you have ever had, going back not thousands but millions of years, had to survive, had to find exactly the right mate, had to produce exactly the right offspring at exactly the right moment. Every disease survived, every predator escaped, every catastrophe outlasted. Every single time, without one single failure, across millions of your ancestral line. The probability of you, specifically you, existing has been calculated at 1 in 10 to the power of 2,685,000. That number is so large that if every atom in the observable universe were a zero, you would not have enough zeros to write the denominator. 9 extreme planets broke the laws of physics. But you, sitting there right now, broke the laws of probability so completely that by every mathematical measure, you should be impossible. The universe created 9 extreme impossible worlds, and then, as if that was not enough, it created you. Find that remarkable, because the mathematics say you should not be here to find anything at all. From a planet orbiting a dead star to a world of burning ice, to a diamond planet worth more than human civilization, the universe builds things that break every rule we wrote to describe it. Physics is not wrong. Physics is incomplete. And every impossible planet we find is another page being added to a rulebook we are still writing. The next video will take you somewhere our telescopes have only just reached. Something was found there that nobody expected. And it changes everything we thought we knew about how the universe began. If this video broke something you believed, hit subscribe, because we're just getting started.